Hi. Today I'm going to discuss a little bit about why we do cognitive lessons in S2C. One of the biggest reasons we do cognitive lessons is because the most important thing we're trying to teach our clients is how to use the letterboard in order to communicate things they already know. So we're really trying to teach them a motor action that's going to be purposeful and useful for them. And in order to do that, we have to practice it. So, in order to practice something, how do you keep yourself engaged? How do you keep yourself motivated and interested? Well, in S2C, it's by making very interesting lessons that enable our clients to be engaged and force them to think about what they're doing. So, the act of constantly pointing like this is something that we're trying to do, and you have to drill that in. However, that becomes a little boring no matter who you are. If you're forced to go like this, and say a neurotypical person even, and you have to focus on this little dot and you just constantly have to go like that, how are you going to keep yourself engaged in doing that action until you perfect it, until you are blindfolded and can go like this? Maybe you have something guiding you, such as a song. Maybe you're blindfolded and you have a song. For us, what we do is we do lessons, and we want this action to be something that they want to do. We want them to want to press that keyboard. We want them to want to have those actions become myelinated and automatic, and something that's going to be really useful for them. One of the other reasons that, aside from keeping things interesting and forcing our clients to think, we also want them to have cognitive lessons because we want to prevent them from creating motor loops with things that we're doing. So we don't want to sort of think our clients are getting something out of what we're trying to do with them, but not really understanding, or not seeing that they might not be getting it, or they might be getting it based on, like a pointing action can be a motor loop. It can just be this, but without meaning. We want meaning. I think that is like really the crux of what I'm trying to get at. So you want to practice something that might be really seem really mundane, but it will have so much meaning for them in communication if we can get that action myelinated and automatic. It'll become a purposeful, automatic, very useful thing. So, for example, I'm an artist and I was out of practice for quite some time. And I would have to draw a model, and they would ask us to switch up her position every like few seconds, and it's really really nerve-wracking when you have to do that. But you notice that the more you do that, the more you have to have something switched up, the better you actually get at adapting and adjusting and doing the same brush strokes over and over again, but you're focused on switching something, like both doing something different and doing something the same. So I'm getting better at, say, doing one stroke because I have to constantly do it, but because she's moving positions, I have to actually constantly adjust my pen or my posture, or to make that stroke adapted and adjusted. This is an example of one of my earlier drawings, and the model kept changing position, and I'd be upset that I couldn't actually get all of the movements in their entirety. But when we only had, say, 2 full minutes to draw her entire body, it was so much more detailed than I imagined that it could be, with just such a short amount of time, just because I had, like, 30 seconds to do those other previous positions. So something that ended up being really something that I was actually pretty proud of. So, say, like this, it was just a quick 2 minute drawing, but it would have taken me much, much longer to do, had I not been practicing those really quick movements with her just kind of like flitting about and changing very quickly all of a sudden. We want to do something similar for our clients, and create those actions that are quicker and more myelinated, but still interesting. I hope that explains it. And